YouTube family. This is Take 5 with Nanette, where we spend a few moments looking at a nugget of information that has the potential to help all of us change our perspective and learn to think for a change. Today, I want to talk about goodness. It's something that's been ringing in my ear for the last few days. And there are a lot of things that a lot of us could be frustrated with in our world today, with everything that's gone on in the last year and a half with COVID and those types of things. And I ran across the scripture the other day, and it has been ringing in my ears, literally just going over and over and over in my ears. And that is Romans 12:21. First of all, I think it's interesting that it's in chapter 12, and it's the reverse of 12. It's the 21st verse. And the reason why I think that's interesting is because of what it says in the verse. It says, "Don't be overcome by evil, but instead master it by being good," basically with goodness. Overcome evil with good. You know, as I have been sitting there and thinking about that, I have been a little bit, how do I put this? I've been a little bit frustrated by what I see happening in the world, because I'm not sure that even as believers, that if you looked at how we're handling things, I'm not sure that we're successfully overcoming evil with good. You know, I don't think it qualifies to just talk about what's the right thing to do. I don't think it qualifies to preach at people. I don't think it qualifies to do those kinds of things. But to practice goodness, how are you practicing goodness in your life that is literally overcoming evil? My mind has been there on this a lot lately. And what would it look like for the church to overcome evil with good? I was reminded of something that Graham Cook talks about in one of his teachings years ago. I think he was talking to Aglow, which is an organization that he's on the board of. And I think he was speaking at their conference, and he began to talk about how they organized something. And it took several years to organize it, but they took 20,000 believers into the city of Manchester and spent 30 days. It reminds me of that little show Hometown, but spent 30 days going in there and helping people paint their homes on the outside, clean up their homes on the outside, fix things, paint their homes on the inside. The police department gave them £1 million to create and begin a youth center and those types of things. And a city that had a high crime rate, had a high unwed mother rate, had a high unemployment rate, saw those things take a drastic turn. And, that is an amazing way to fight evil. The gangs that had taken over that city, basically, and created so much destruction. and it ran the gangs left. They literally went somewhere else. Not that you want them to go somewhere else, but it's a beautiful example of overcoming evil with good. And I just don't see enough examples of that today. And so I've really been sitting there with my mind and asking the Lord, in what ways do you want to flow out of me? Do you want your goodness to flow out of me that overcomes evil? And anyway, so I think it's a good thing to think about. And we will talk to you next time.